Automotive Myths. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video, people. You can either believe in bogus nonsense or you can listen to the truth. For me, I'm a man, 67 years of age. I'm a master professional mechanic. I'm also a machinist and a metals engineer, retired with Hydro, the metals engineer. And, I've always done my own repair. I've never taken any vehicle I've ever owned, whether it be motorcycle or car, to any damn dealership or repair shop, unless it's under warranty. But I don't buy new cars and I don't buy new motorcycles. I outgrew that retarded stage earlier in my life. There's too much overhead. You're losing too much money the first 2 years of ownership. But anyway, what I'm going to discuss is automotive myths, bullshit that I hear in videos over and over and over and over again. Things that are just not true. You will hear in videos. One of them, is that you can sit in your car or your pickup or your SUV and with the door open, turn the key on and hear the fuel pump running. No, you can't. No, you cannot. I have great hearing. I can hear sounds. Not only that, I have what is directional sounds. Like if you have a sound coming from a room, it can be a light sound. Most people, they'll look different directions. I have directional sound. I can pick up. Is it coming from the left or at a 45-degree angle to the left? I can tell. I have directional hearing to where, I can pick up on sounds. I have excellent hearing. And you cannot sit in the driver's seat of any car, pick up your SUV, turn your key on and see if your fuel pump's running. And in all these videos, it will show testing to see if your fuel pump's working. It will say, turn the key on, you will hear the fuel pump running. No, you won't. No, you won't. Now, if it's a Hyundai, if that's pronounced right, some of those are under the back seat. Now, you might could hear that. But then, you figure you turn any key on the opposite. What about the chime? Ding, ding, ding. And you're going to hear that low-pitch hum of that small motor in that gas tank. No, you're not. And even if it doesn't do the ding, ding, hum, hum thing, when you turn the key on, your chimes or whatever, you cannot hear a fuel pump running that's mounted in a gas tank at the rear of a car or the side or close to the middle behind the cab in a pickup or an SUV. No, you're not. So why do I keep hearing that when I know damn well that's not true? Now, you could take the gas cap off of the vehicle, get someone to be in there, and then put your ear to the gas filler neck and say, okay, turn the key on. Yeah, you could hear it like that. Or you could crawl under the vehicle and you could probably hear it if you're right under the fuel tank. But you're not going to sit in the driver's seat and hear your electric fuel pump running like I hear so many damn times. If you don't think you're getting fuel, if the fuel rails, you check your fuel pump fuse and your fuel pump relay. Look in your owner's manual. It has the locations of those two entities, the fuel pump relay and the fuel pump fuse. The other thing, the Schroeder valve on the fuel rails on vehicles. Okay, those you can turn the key on, a couple of times, and after that, go out to your rotor valve, push it in with the tip of a pocket knife or even a test light, the way it's pointed on the end, and you can, tell, gasoline comes out. Okay, your fuel pump, it is working. Okay, hold on, just make sure I'm still recording. Alright, what else? Okay, next thing is something I've heard over and over and over the years on Ford's modular V8s, the 4.6 V8 and the 5.4, that the spark plugs blow out of the hose. No, they don't. If that happens, it's because some fool, some idiot stripped out the threads in the aluminum heads that changed the spark plugs out the last time. And of course that's going to happen then, same as it would happen on any damn engine. Even a Toyota engine that all of you swear by and live by, it would happen. But that's not true. It's not a defect in the modular V8 for that to occur, okay? That, and there's other myths about motor oil, that the W after the first number on the bottle stands for winter. No, it doesn't. The W is U.S. Weights and Measures, stands for weight. And here's how weight is determined on any oil. Weight is determined by the oil being at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. And as to how thick it is at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how engine oil weight is determined. Okay, now another myth I have heard over and over, it's not true. And any race car driver or engine builder or installs the exhaust for a race car can tell you that I'm right. There is no such thing as having to have what's called exhaust back pressure, whether it's a motorcycle or a car. Because let me explain something to you people. In a 4-stroke gasoline engine, okay, when that is on the combustion stroke, okay, that exhaust valve is closed. And that exhaust valve, how would it know whether there's an exhaust pipe or a muffler or even a catalytic converter outside of that engine head? How can it know? It can't. It can't. When that those strokes occur, like intake, it draws in some air and fuel on the intake stroke. The combustion stroke or compression stroke, and then the combustion stroke. When that combustion stroke occurs, your exhaust valve and your intake valve are both closed. Neither one of those valves know what kind of exhaust, if any exhaust, exists outside of that engine. Therefore, exhaust pressure, whether you have an exhaust or don't have an exhaust, that engine is going to run the same as it would with an exhaust or without an exhaust. It's just going to be louder, okay? So believe what you will. Believe myth, believe lies, go ahead. But, that causes a lot of confusion, with people, in life. They believe things that are not true. Let's see, I have some kind of a pop-up on my screen here. I can't make it out right hand. The print is so tiny. My God. Well, anyway, to hell with that. I'll worry about it later. Okay, but what else? I can't think of anything else right now. There's a lot of Oh, it went away. Praise the Lord. Some kind of an invading entity, was in my computer here or whatever. It was something about weather forecast. I don't have anything like that activated. But, another BS myth I keep hearing over and over and over. If an engine has long cranking times, change your engine temperature sensor. No, people, no, 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 no. Let me tell you something. If that gauge works on that instrument panel on the dash of your vehicle, that temperature sensor is fine. It is fine. It has nothing to do or could cause long cranking times. Okay, what could cause that would be a fuel pressure regulator could cause that. To where that when you shut an engine off after it's hot, the fuel pressure regulator does not hold fuel in the fuel rails, but it allows it to drain back into the gas tank. Your fuel pressure regulator could be bad if you have long cranking times, after, your engine is hot or whatever. Same thing for when it's cold. No fuel in the fuel rails. So what you could do, long cranking times, turn the key on and off 3 times to prime to get enough fuel in the fuel rails. That might help you out in that area. It can also be due to oxygen starvation to your engine's throttle body intake, not getting enough air in. Because it's a fact that people that have that problem, they learn that by holding the accelerator pedal down halfway, that vehicles that have long cranking times, they will start when you do that. So what does that tell you? It tells you that you have oxygen deprivation. Okay, what is going to cause oxygen deprivation? Air filters, man. Air filters are going to cause that. Okay? Or it can be a purge valve that's stuck open to where it's, getting fuel vapors into the throttle body or the intake. It can be that, like a purge valve issue. But still, even if a purge valve was stuck open, they say that can cause that. I don't think it causes long cranking times because if you can hold the accelerator pedal halfway down and crank a vehicle, that means adding more air got the engine to start, right? So, it means it's not getting enough air. And the purge valve, when you go to crank an engine up after it's been shut off, and you go to crank it up, the purge valve is supposed to be closed. So you can't say the purge valve should be open when you're starting the engine, okay? Just, listen to this video several times to catch what I'm saying here, okay? Now, rich codes. Here's what can cause rich codes. It can be caused from a purge valve that is stuck closed, not open, but stuck closed, that is not opening. A purge valve, when you first crank an engine, after 5 minutes, that purge valve is supposed to open. Between 3 and 5 minutes, it's supposed to open. Okay. Now, I see so many videos where it is said when people have rich codes, check for a vacuum leak. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. If you had a vacuum leak, you'd be getting too much air in your intake, which would cause a lean code. Not a rich code, people, but a lean code. If you're getting a rich code, you don't have a vacuum leak. The things you want to check for is your air filter. That's one of the main things you want to check for, your air filter. Okay? And a rich code can also be by, like, if when you start one and it's idling, and you erase your memory on your electronic control module. And it doesn't throw a code, but then you go drive it somewhere after about a half mile, the engine light comes on and you have two rich codes. Okay, what occurred is that purge valve never opened. Change your purge valve. And purge valves also have a fuse too, that can go bad. Make sure the plug that goes into the purge valve, that it has current. Put a test light on it with the key on, without the engine running, with the key on, to make sure that plug, it has current. That test light lights up, okay? But these are just some things, but that gets me. I keep hearing that. And if you think your fuel pump has failed, turn your key on and listen for your fuel pump. You people have to be convenient liars. You have to be. Because the only way you would hear a fuel pump running from sitting in the driver's seat of any vehicle, it would have to be a radical, something very bad wrong with the fuel pump that it could be that loud to where you would hear it. But my hearing is very good. And I can assure you, I've got two vehicles with electric fuel pumps, two trucks. And there is no way I can hear those turn on when I'm sitting in the cab. You can't do it. So why do people keep saying something when it's just not fucking true, Anyway, hope you're all having a good day, and that's about all I can think of right now. But people, if you can throw away the myths, because here's what these myths cause. They cause an enormous waste of time. Like a person that has rich codes and their check engine light, and they're fucking around with some shit they heard on a Scotty video. Use the smoke test. Enormous waste of time, people. That would be if you was getting a lingo. Also, this BS from this Scotty. Put turpentine in your gas tank if you get a catalytic converter. That is so ridiculous. Turpentine, and he'll say, go to your local hardware store and get a quart of turpentine. People, turpentine is a much, much lower flash point, much less octane than gasoline is. That would only make the problem worse, if anything, or it could cause foul a spark plug or cause a misfire. That's not going to get rid of a catalytic converter code. Don't add anything to your gas tank, period. If it's a gasoline engine, only put gasoline in it, okay? And quit buying things in cans and pouring in. That causes problems. And also, don't buy fuel injector cleaner. All you're doing is wasting money. That's BS. Because when you take that container, fuel injector cleaner, versus the amount of gasoline, that's not going to make any significant difference at all. If an injector is dirty or bad, change the damn thing and be done with it, okay? But anyway, I hope you're all having a great day or a great night. May God bless you, and I love you, Jesus Christ. Bye for now.